This is green onions.
Yeah, so.
Right, so I have green onions, I have thyme, I have parsley in here, right? And I have a little bit of okra because I didn't have much, and I have carrots. So I'm going to cut up some onions and stick in there.
Yeah. Good morning. It's day 2. Right now we're just chilling. Look at our view. Are you kidding? Like, I'm actually shaking. Like, I literally was in my bed last night just chilling. And today I woke up in paradise. Like, I can't believe this. We're gonna do some journaling, get ready for the day. I'm already dressed, and yeah, I'll let you know what we're doing for the day. I don't even know what we're doing for the day. All I know is we're getting wet, of course. And yeah.
That's a big up friend Irie.
That's the Atlantic Ocean that you see over there. Yeah. We'll go down that way. After we get to
So this morning Uncle Cody says to me, he says, Miley, I'm gonna wear long pants today so the bugs don't bite me. So I look at it and I'm like, okay, not exactly knowing where we're going. All I know is we're gonna meet our cousin and he live in Petiton. Based on the way they spoke, I was like, I'm definitely gonna wear some long pants. So we come in and we finally meet our cousin who my Uncle Cody hadn't seen in some years. Mind you, it's not like we can just call him. Clearly he lives off the grid. So he's walking us to his house and we see a nice beautiful little river in the distance and I'm just admiring it. Lo and behold, we end up having to cross that exact river. So luckily we wore some nice walking shoes and them long pants like I said, but even so we were still falling all over the place. Everybody took a little fall on this trip at some point. So we're making our way across the river. We think that's the only one, and then we come across yet another one, and this one is even longer. So we're making our way across it, and when I tell you my Uncle Brian and my cousin were skipping rocks and running across the thing, my cousin had on Crocs. Okay, they was not worried about this at all. We were over here tumbling and rolling on the floor. So after passing some locals and saying hi to people we didn't even know ended up being our family members, we take our nice walk. And at this point we had been going for about an hour. And we see my cousin's animals. He had goat and sheep and cow and all the beautiful flowers you can think of. His property smelled amazing because of all the flowers he had. So we go and take a little rest.
So inside here, you put the coffee to boil. The real coffee.
Yeah.
And you boil it.
Yeah.
With the grains, and then you strain it out.
With that.
Yeah. Well, that's show me about that. Don't hold it. That'll burn you.
He talking like it's gonna burn me, like I didn't just see him get burnt. One thing about my Uncle Cody, he's always gonna find us fresh snack off any tree. If he sees something ripe, he's taking it. So after enjoying some coffee and some cocoa, we had to just take a minute and just enjoy our snack and relax for a while. My cousin said he's finna go roll up, and you know me, I'm like, okay, go ahead and roll up. And the way we roll up over here, you just take your little baggie, you take your little paper, and you're good. This was not the case. I come into cousin's house, and he's taking the bush from the back. I'm not even going to put how much he had to incriminate him, but his papers that he had were also grown, because again, it was not papers. He had the leaf ready. When he said roll up, he meant it, okay? So he's like, let's go find a nice little spot to chill. And when people from the Caribbean tell you they're going to find you a spot, it's gonna be a spot, okay? Look how clear this water was. It was so fresh you could quite literally drink it, okay? I could see my feet through the bottom. It was so nice. So he's like, okay, I found us a little spot. Ended up being the most beautiful riverside with a nice, perfect big rock for all of us to sit. He cut some coconut up for us to enjoy our nice and natural energy drink so we can get in our hydration and fill up. The perfect thing about this coconut was that even with it being out in the sun, the inside was fresh and cold. So it was so refreshing. So we're enjoying the coconut. I slurped the whole thing down so fast. I say, cousin, this jelly on the inside is good. Open it up for me. So he opens up my coconut. He sparks up his J. We outside. We chilling. We eating the coconut. Enjoying it by the riverside. This was honestly the best refreshment I've ever had at this point. So finally, it was time to keep going on our walk. And so cousin leads the way. He says, come on, let's go. That was only my first house. So I say, oh, okay. We meet his cow. We meet other family members that we had up in Pététon. And we're walking up the hill. At this point, we had been walking for about an hour and a half. And at this point, I started to get into a really meditative place, finding my footing in all the rocks. And yet another river that we had to cross. So at this point I was getting prepared and I was ready. I know what to expect. So this river was a little strong in its flow, but we made it across anyhow anyway. And at this point it just felt really good. It felt like a nice hug walking through these forests. I felt so familiarized with the land. Sudden behind me I hear some voices. I'm like, who are these men talking to? I look behind me, 1, 2, 3 of them. My dad, my uncle Cody, my cousin are all on the phone calling their wives, calling the family. So everybody got a little inside experience into our walk in Pététon.
The video. You just switch to the video. Don't ask me no question. Just switch to the video.
Which I honestly thought was so cute because a lot of our family members could not make it on this trip with us, so they got the little virtual experience. God bless FaceTime. So then as I'm walking, I see a rock with a sign that says God is love, which, as I told you, I was in a nice meditative place, so that felt like a major sign to what I was thinking about. And yet I got confirmation. In that exact moment, my Uncle Cody says to me, you know, this is actually the exact path that my father, who was, my grandfather, my granduncle, all of my family members used to take to get from where we're from at the top of the hill, at the top of the mountain in Belize, all the way down into the city by Roseau, Grand Bay, by Cane Field. This was the exact path that they took. So no wonder I was feeling so much connection to it. And at that exact moment, I was also feeling so much of God's presence. Next thing you know, I look over and we see a huge snake sitting there watching us. My cousin said, don't worry, the snake won't do anything. But I'm looking at him, I'm like, snake is snake. I don't know. He goes up to, he's like, look, don't worry, it's okay. He's playing with the snake at this point. I'm looking at him, I say, brother, you want to play with the snake? We haven't even walked past it yet. You assuming it's in a good mood. What if the snake is hungry today? I'm looking at him, I'm like, oh no. So I'm like, he playing with the snake, we must run past. So everybody just run past the snake because it was better on the rock where we could see it. Now that it was in the bush and we can't see it, we have to run. I don't know about that. I love animals, but the snake, I don't know. That was a little too much for me. So finally we make it to brother's other house that he had higher up in the hills, and we're greeted by the most refreshing rain. And this wasn't the type of rain that you run from and hide. This was the type of inviting rain that you go outside and enjoy. So as my cousin and I are soaking up the rain, so grateful for it, getting into a nice meditative state, enjoying the rain, it pours harder and pours harder and pours harder, and you could even see how beautifully the plants around us were soaking up the water from their roots. This was so magical to me because I felt like we were just playing with the water and playing with the rain, and the more we enjoyed it, the heavier it poured on us. This was such a nice experience, so we had to just go out and dance in the rain and fully enjoy it for a little while before just going back inside and taking another little rest, because yes, we did walk an hour and a half up, and we still were gonna have to walk that hour and a half back down. So this was our moment to just chill and eat our natural trail mix. So Uncle Brian cut us a nice coconut for us to enjoy. And we just chill at brother's house, connecting with him for a little while before he took us to his second favorite spot by the river, where this time, instead of eating our coconut, we go in and we just enjoy. This water was so fresh. Like I said, we could drink it if we wanted to. Just floating and swimming, enjoying time with my family. And at this point I start to notice, I'm like, okay, I'm a little hungry, I had a lot of fresh food, which I'm so grateful for, but I'm like, Uncle Cody, you already know what time it is. So he tells me, he says, okay, we're gonna put the fish broth, we're ready to go. So after enjoying the water, we finally start making our way back to the house. And when we get there, as soon as we get in, you already know what time it was, okay? Cody making fish soup. You making the soup?
Yeah.
What are you putting in there?
All kinds of vegetables, and then I'm gonna put ground provisions in there. And yeah.
So what you doing first?
What am I doing first?
Yeah, you just cut it.
So I was just cutting up the vegetables, the stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Put it in here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to season it up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do the carrots right now.
Because these are the things that I need to learn how to cook. And I cook a lot of stuff, but I never cooked fish soup myself.
You should learn so that you can put your grandfather to shame.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to see if I can compete with him.
No, you can't, trust me. My fish broth tastes better than his.
Really?
Oh, heck yeah. Let me tell you something. And it's not me saying that, okay? It's not me saying that.
Okay.
Because, people that have eaten his stuff said to me, boy, you giving Uncle Si a good run for his money? I said, well.
Yeah.
It's all about how you season it, right?
What is? But so that's not the green onion.
This is thyme. This is thyme.
That's not the green onion. Right
there? So this is green onions.
Yeah. So.
Right. So I have green onions, I have thyme, I have parsley in here, right? And I have a little bit of okra because I didn't have much, and I have carrots. So I'm going to cut up some onions and stick in there.
Yeah. And the pepper.
And the peppers. But the peppers go in last. When you cook it, you don't put the peppers now. But what the trick to this is that you have to use lots of lime when you're cooking, lots of lime, right, to give it the flavor, the tangy flavor to it.
And then you put the fish in almost last.
Very last, because fish doesn't take long to cook.
Yeah, that's
right. So when I'm cooking, what will happen? You'll see me put. I have a cabbage. You'll see me cover the top with cabbage. And then the fish goes on top of the cabbage. Okay. Because if you throw the fish in there, it's going to melt. And you don't want that. Yeah. And what you making over here? Plantain? Oh, that's green banana. You have some green plantain there, right? There. Put the stuff in there.
put it, you understand? And just put it in the bag and put it in the thicker you cut it on,
All the vegetables I put in there, kind of seasoning, the green onions, the thyme, and so forth and so on. And then you season the water, so you taste the flavor of it. So once you're doing that, now it's time to put the food in there. Right. So.
And then the last thing you do is put in the fish.
Fish. Well, you put the cabbage, and then you put the fish on top of the cabbage. So I want you to taste this, Mike.
Okay. I know my mom stays away from any pepper that's maybe a green pepper or a red pepper, but
Oh yeah.
Lots of flavor,
it's not
but
hot.
it's not hot. Right?
Is that my cousin?
Hi.
Mama, come to my ass.
What's up, cousin?
What's up, cuz?
Not much.
I guess that's my.
Yeah, this is Miley.
Yes, cuz, what's up? You want to hike too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You want to stay far away from him?
Listen, you didn't hear what I told you?
Right.
My property be taken to, so that's the thing.
Hey, so goes.
What side of town are you?
He's interior.
Plantain, put the rest of the vegetables, and then put the cabbage on top. It's ready?
Yeah, it's ready. So I got to pull the fish out. Because if I don't, then it's going to break.
Final form.
Yes, so that's a fish. I pull it out so we don't break it.
Yeah.
So that's the green, the ground provisions in here, right? So I'll give you some.
Stay away from that Scotch bonnet.
No, I didn't
You
put
took it
it.
out?
I didn't put the Scotch bonnet in because I didn't want to burn anybody.
Overpowered.
But I do want some pepper.
So it's hot. Okay.
Just telling us it's hot and then you gonna burn yourself.
Yes, it is hot.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm alright. So I'm giving you this for now, and then you can come back after, because I'm trying to just. So I gave you some dasheen, some green banana, some plantain.
That's good. That's good.
Right, and I give you some cabbage, and then
Put the fish on top.
I'll give you the fish on that. Okay?
Thank you.
Alright, now pull that drawer. You got forks and spoons, whichever way you want to go. If you want more juice, I can give you more juice.
Picking this here.